hope you're all well. This is Ty Irwin, and tonight I will be going over my style guide and mock ups for my Mama Take Notes website that we are building this semester. Just to get started, I apologize in advance for this background being saved like this. I'm unsure why that happened. It could possibly be because it's late and maybe it's trying to adjust or something. I don't really know. But I wanted to go over my color palette that I chose, my typographies, and my logo, and also any other features that I decided to incorporate with this website. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about is my color palette. When I chose these colors, which were taupe, gray, rusty brown, pastel blue, and blush, I really wanted neutral tones. I didn't want anything too feminine or anything too masculine. I wanted all kinds of people to be able to join or view the site and not feel like they're stepping in a weird place. So I wanted everyone to feel welcome with the colors and just with the content that I'm hoping to build on here. So the color choice was really important to me of it being neutral tones. So for the middle in my typography selections, I kept maybe about 3 or 4 different text. For the headers and subheaders, it was the same font, which is Hannotate SC. I apologize if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. But I wanted the headers and subheaders as well as the button text. And I will go into the button feature in a little bit, but I wanted those main texts to be the same font in just different sizes. So, for example, this first Mama Take Notes is an example of a header that is 31 point font. That's what I wanted to keep across the board with all the headers for each page. The subheaders and buttons, they were also Hannotate, and that's the second and third example right here in the middle. Same font, different size. So, and then my last font choices were for my logo. So I downloaded it from Google Fonts, and it was Architect's Daughter, which was regular 400, and Festive regular 400 at 31, 20, and 24 point font. So this last example here is what I looked at for my logo creation. And for my logo, I wanted to incorporate these colors, and for the colors that I chose, I wanted the mama to really stand out. So that's why when I created it, I kind of did like a shadow feature or a shadow effect, in InDesign to make the logo. And I wanted it to be underlined, wanted this notes to be underlined. And I liked the feeling that notes was written in a cursive, handwritten way. So I really like that feature. I feel like it kind of added a little bit more of a fun flair to it, while also being serious with the overshadow of the text. And then another feature that I added was the button feature. I wanted these buttons to be in different colors, so it all still aligns with my color palette. And the font, this looks like 18-point font, so I wanted that to still connect with the headers and subheaders as well. But this will be the button that I'll use for my blog post. And that is it for my style guide. If you guys have any questions about that, or you want me to go into a little bit more detail, please let me know and comment in the discussion board so I can look. All right, so these are my mock-ups right here. Most of it kind of stayed the same of how I created the wireframes, but just to kind of give you a recap, I wanted this logo in the top left. I actually like it that I feel like it's not too big, not too small, and I think it's about the right size. But I really like the logo on the top left. navigation bar in the top right. As a part of my navigation bar, I do have this resources page that will be a sub page. I don't know if that's the right term for it, but I'm calling it a sub page. So again, I wanted the same font, the Annotate, to be 31 point font. I really like this gray background color for this header. So I really want to keep that the same throughout to have that consistency, and also it's a neutral tone. Underneath here, this text box, I wanted it to be maybe a tagline or maybe like a summary of what the page is. I'm not really sure, but I know that I want something to go there so that people have something to read before all these blog topics are just thrown in their face. And for the rest of the page, I did want to have the blog topics listed here, and I want it to be clickable so that people can click on, let's say they click on self-construction. And in that category, it's like counseling and self-care and things of that nature. So if they click on that, I want the blog post featured on this page to filter to that specific selection, if that makes sense. Also, for these blog posts, originally I wanted some teaser text underneath and then the button, but I did not like how that looked. I felt like that looked too busy. But if you guys think that it would work a lot better, please let me know. I just wanted to have the image and a clickable button that will open a new window for them to read the post, so that if they want to go back to the home page, they can find other things and not get caught up in the back button rabbit hole. So that's my home page right there. My second page is the about page. I have pictures of me. I wanted it to be, I'm kind of torn if I want the pictures to just be laid out like this, or if I want it to be a gallery to where it just, every few seconds, it rotates to another picture. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if I should have just one picture across the board or split it up like this to have 4 pictures, or rotating gallery. So if you guys can clarify that for me or kind of fill in those blanks, that would be great. Also, with this center box, I wanted just maybe a quote from myself before I dive into a bio below that. I do have some negative space right here, and I don't know if I should just keep it blank or if I should try to do like split text, like have text coming down here, text down here. I feel like that might look tacky and sloppy, so that's why I have it underneath. But if you guys have an idea of how I can incorporate the text, if you think the negative space works, let me know. So this is the about page. And again, the logo is still at the top left and the navigation bar is still at the top right. So this top part will remain the same throughout the entire website. So this is my blog page. I wanted the most recent blog post to be on the top, and I wanted to kind of limit that to maybe 3. So I love the bordered blog post here. I don't know if I want to keep that many on one page or if I want to just kind of layer it. I'm not entirely sure, but I love the border factor. I thought about incorporating the border for the 3 main topics, but I feel like that wouldn't distinguish them. That wouldn't separate them and make them pop. For the resources. So this is what I was talking about. So I have the resources tab that I want to include, but I also want a sub page, and I'll show you guys in a little bit, but this is the first page it'll take them to unless they click on the sub page. So this is called Mama Resources, and I wanted a little blurb right here of like, hey, here are some resources to help you navigate co-parenting and being a step parent, something of that nature. I want it to be a blurb right here. And then I want the resources to be clickable. I want them to be able to click on it and maybe it download a PDF or takes them to like the link of that resource. Um, so, for example, the Stepmom Diaries, it's a podcast. So, I want it, if they clicked on it, it opens up Apple Podcast or another platform. That's something I really wanted to do. And then, as an extension of that page, I have the podcast page. So, these are actually two women that I have used as a or intend to use as a resource for content and things of that nature. But I wanted there to be a bio of podcast. I guess when I have more, I might incorporate like 4 on one page or 2. But I wanted a bio in these boxes and I want a clickable link to their Facebook page, Instagram page, and podcast profile. And then my last page is the contact page, which is the contact us. So I have the contact information, which will probably be my email and my name. And then the contact form will be like for people who are interested in being listed as a host or hostess on their podcast regarding being a step parent, stepmom, and things of that nature. So that's pretty much what the entire what I'm hoping for. So if you guys can just give me some feedback on what's thumbs up, what should be thumbs down, that would be great. And I hope to hear from you guys soon, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening.